Coach Adebola, over to you, please, for the house rules. Okay. Thank you.
Coach Adebola,
over to you.
Okay, apologies.
and the disclaimer as well. So you take both of them.
All right, Coach Talks. Thank you very much. Right, so the house rules as usual. Number one, please mute when you come into the room. When you come into the meeting room, please mute your mics. Number two house rule, please register your name on your device or laptop, as the case may be, which is what will reflect as your attendance in the sessions. Now, again, we want to advise that you make it your full name so that in the event that somebody else shares that name, then there's no conflict of understanding or knowing who exactly the person is. So it's better you put both your first name and your surname. Okay. Now, we have also requested that, yes, your brand may only be a particular, your brand or business may be a particular name, and that's what you're using. But perhaps you also want to change it to your name, not just your brand name. All right. Thank you very much. Number three house rule is that you please put off your videos where if you're in a place that is not private, so that we preserve the privacy or the privacy of wherever, the background of your environment. Okay, so if you're not in a private place, please put off your video so that we're not seeing what is happening in the back or the background. Number four house rule is that you please use your hand emoji reaction that is at the bottom of your device. All right, if you have any remarks or questions. Last rule there is that please use the chat box for your questions and answers, and we the coaches will get to it eventually. Of course, again, we've also said please introduce yourself there, your name, the nature of your business, your social media handles, your number, and your emails. Thank you very much. Yes, Stokes.
Thank you so much, Coach.
To the disclaimer, Tokumbo, can you please flip to the Coach Tokumbo? Can you please flip? How are you, darling? I'm sorry. Thank you very much. All right. So, disclaimer, please. Kindly note that the WIDB program is an initiative created to train and empower women in business. The trainers, that is the coaches on this WIDB program group, have in no way and by no means endorsed any participant's business operations, nor do we stand as guarantors to and for, that is the participants. So participants are therefore kindly urged to observe the utmost care and sense of responsibility in their business dealings, while also observing due diligence in their business engagements. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Thank you very much. Over to you, Coach Benedicta.
Coach Benedicta, we can't hear you, just in case you're muted.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach Adebola, for the disclaimer and all. Okay, as we are saying, we all know that today we are in week 4, block 4, session 8. And the topic for today is shipping and handling. I know somehow shipping will not be a strange word to us as business people or even as customers to different businesses. So today we'll be talking about shipping and handling. So that's it for today. And right now, I would like us to go into what the definitions and the objectives for this topic. What is shipping? Shipping and handling. Shipping and handling is more than just moving goods. It's the backbone of customer satisfaction, timely delivery, and business success. The essence of this study is to have an overview of how effective shipping and handling processes can enhance efficiency, reduce cost, and improve customers' experience. Now, talking about the objectives, what are the objectives of shipping and handling? By the end of this session, you will be able to define shipping and handling and the roles in logistics. You'll be able to identify 3 to 4 core steps in effective shipping and handling processes. You'll be able to apply basic strategies to streamline shipping operations in your business or workplace. You'll be able to recognize common challenges and propose solutions for improved efficiency. And you'll be able to summarize insights for immediate implementation within 24 hours. You know, there is something about learning. If you are not able to implement, that means any learning that is not able to implement is as good as not learning anything. So at the end of this session today, I hope that we'll be able to get all this objective in place and we'll be able to move further. So right now, what is shipping? We are going to be talking about the definition of shipping and handling. Shipping is the physical movement of goods from seller to buyer. That's how easy the word is, shipping. Because I know from time to time we have ordered one thing and they'll say it's being shipped. Okay, let me just crack your ribs. We were dealing with a customer yesterday. We sent an invoice to the customer and we put shipping cost. The man called immediately. I was shouting, "Are you using ship to send my things or what? Why is there shipping cost?" Because the man does not understand what shipping is all about, but it's just the movement of goods from a seller to buyer, not necessarily using ship. It can be keke, it can be tricycle, it can be both cab or anything, but anything that moves goods from a seller to buyer, that's the process of shipping. Then I'm talking about handling. Handling is the preparation, packaging, labeling, documentation, and internal movements before final shipment. So that's what handling and shipping is all about. Right now, we'll be talking about the processes that are involved in shipping and handling. Order processing. We know that when you go online to purchase anything, you place an order. And once you place your order and the vendor gets your order, what would the vendor do? The vendor will start processing that order. And the first thing is that they receive and confirm the order details. That is, they will call, most people call, some people send mails, some send others. There are people that just send goods without confirmation. But the truth is that not confirming your order, you can discover, especially if it's payment on delivery. If it's payment on delivery, you can have problem with such order because the person can tell you, I didn't mean to, it was a mistake. At least I've seen a number of that. So it's always good to confirm your order before you start processing. You call the person to know whether the person actually needs the product, especially when it's not paid for before the delivery. So the second step is to pick and to package. Picking and packaging means selecting items, safe packaging, and accurate labeling. I've had a number of issues with this, that you order for something. Maybe, for example, you order for a table fan. At the end of the day, a blender select the item that you ordered for. So there is need for us to take care in selecting this particular item that a customer ordered for. Then talking about safe packaging, I know we have had different experiences. There are different packaging materials. And I would like us to put in the chat box the different packaging materials we have used as sellers, or we have seen as buyers that were used in packaging our items for us. We can just put them in the chat, please. And okay, no chat yet. Please, coaches, Coach Fatima and Coach Janet, just help me look through if you see any response in the chat of packaging materials that people have seen.
Yes, I have from Taiwo here. Taiwo says paper bag. Okoro Onye says nylon and carton.
Okay.
I said branded boxes, nylon, carton. Chrissy, Anyao, takeaway plates, Margaret, Ziploc bags, Georgina,
Okay.
tapes, Adoye, branded cartons, Adoye. We still have coming in. Should I continue?
Okay, just read 2 more so that we will not waste too much time on the packaging
Juliana
material.
said transparent nylon bags. Chrissy said bottles.
Okay.
Bottles, yes. As well
All
as
right.
that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Everything we mentioned, they are all correct because they are part of the packaging material, depending on what you ordered. So talking about safe packaging, then accurate labeling. There have been instances where some items were rightly packed, but in terms of labeling, another person's details were put on it. So we need to put in care when dealing with customers' orders, really. That's the truth. Now, we are talking about documentation, invoicing, tracking numbers, custom paperwork, and all necessary documentation, especially when you are talking about international market. You know, when you are dealing in the international market, first of all, the fact that you are selling everything does not mean that that item you sell in Nigeria, you can ship it to some other countries. Say, for example, I'm into tobacco and alcohol. If I have a customer from Saudi Arabia placing an order for tobacco or alcohol, and having an understanding that when it comes to Saudi Arabia, I cannot ship tobacco or alcohol there. So it's necessary that any markets we are exploring, that we know the rules and the regulations that are needed and the necessary documentation. For example, I'm into catfish. When you are sending catfish out of Nigeria, especially to Europe and other countries, there is a document you have to get here before you leave. You send those things. And if that document is not there, the goods will be seized. It will not get to destination. So for everything we are selling, we must know the rules that is applicable in the countries we are to market those things. Then talking about shipping carrier coordination. That means you have to choose reliable logistics partners and have an overview of their terms and conditions. I had an incident about 3 weeks ago. A friend of mine asked for some items which I needed to ship out of the country to the US. And I used okay, before I give this my example, just one more, like 2-3 persons, you just name the shipping carriers they know. What are those logistics carriers that you know, partners that can take things outside Nigeria or within Nigeria? Just 3, please. Just 3. What are those? Okay. Okay, somebody said DHL, somebody said UPS, FedEx. Good, thank you. Yeah.
Joy Agwe says GIG.
Okay.
Jacqueline Goye says UPS.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Because the list is actually endless when it comes. So we know DHL. I didn't want to start my story because I will start mentioning company names. So this particular order was going to the US. Took it to DHL, paid the fees right here. Everything was processed and it was sent down. It was express, which was to get there in between 3 to 4 days. By the time I got there, the client called me and said, what was happening? DHL sent me a mail and they said I have to pay $74 for custom duty. It was strange because I sent such things and nothing like custom duties. I had to call the personnel I used in DHL. That was this all about? I said it's a new law. The customer was angry, but she ended up paying. But imagine if the person has told me before shipping that item that this law just started, according to her, I shipped that item on Tuesday. He said it was on Monday. But she did not inform me that the person will be paying anything custom duty. So it is important that we get all the necessary information that we need to process our order so that we will not have issues with the customer. Because the essence of all this is to have a seamless transaction. So now we've talked about FedEx and all that, GIG, ABC, and all that. When you are doing local shipment, you can use both. You can use Uber for our local shipment. Now, talking about the last mile delivery, that is ensuring goods reach customers safely and on time. If the delivery time, this can be very dicey because you are not fully in charge of the process. Because once you take to the shipping carrier, they'll tell you, okay, this thing will get there in 3 days. But I feel, for me, it's always safer for me to say between 3 to 5 days to create allowance in case there is any delay, so that the customer will not start ranging and say, you told me 3 days, I needed this thing exactly the 3rd day, and now it's coming the 5th day. So it's always good to give allowance for such thing so that you won't have issues with the customer. Now, what happens after an order is just exactly what we've talked about, but this is the diagram, pictorial representation. First of all, you mark the item. Once marking items, that means separating the item, identifying the item that the customer needs. You create the invoice. You write the right name and the right address for that particular invoice, because I've seen such mistakes before, where somebody's name and address was put in a separate order, and the item that came to you is what they put your name in another person's order. So at the end of the day, your order will not come to you, and it will cause a mess of the whole thing. So it's important that we mark accurately, we create the right invoice, then handling. That means proper packaging. You package it well. If you are delivering catfish, you should not put it in nylon because they will break, especially when it's a dry catfish. You use bubble bags to wrap them, to cushion the fish so that it will not break. Anything breakable, you just need to cushion appropriately and put in boxes, things that need to go into boxes. You cannot be delivering frozen catfish, because I sell frozen catfish. You cannot be selling frozen catfish and you wrap it and just put in a carton. It will defrost. If the distance is long, the fish might start spoiling before it gets to destination. So for such, you use ice bags that will keep it frozen till it gets to the customer in good time and in good shape. Then you ship it, you deliver. By the time the customer receives the item, that means your order has been fulfilled. That's the truth. That's where the fulfillment of that order comes in. Now, talking about handling and shipping, we've already established that every activity, all the activities that are involved in preparing an item, from the selection, the shipping, the wrapping, the packaging, and the loading, that is what shipping. That's what handling is all about. Then for shipping is the dispatching, when it now moves from your place to the buyer, whether it's local or international. That's what shipment is. Handling is all the processes that you, as the vendor or the business person, will carry out before taking it to the shipping partner or company. So now that we already know what shipping and handling is all about, sometimes certain customers might tell you that, this is not exactly what I expected. There is a common saying, my daughters were the ones that made me, what I order versus what I am seeing. You place an order and what you are not seeing is different. Some people have ordered for, they thought the bag they ordered for was leather bag, was big bag. It came to them as a toy bag. So in that instance, if the customer is the kind of person that just will tell him or himself or herself that, I cannot take this, return my money. So how do you manage returns? Because cases of returns will definitely come up. What will you do about it? And sometimes customer will tell you, I changed my mind. Changing of mind when it comes to purchasing items is funny, but to the vendor is not funny, because you have put your effort, you have put time. Even if the item come back to you whole, you have used packaging materials. Those things are not picked from the floor. So at the end of the day, your bubble wraps, your carton and everything become a waste. So we must do everything as much as possible to ensure that we minimize returns, because you cannot totally cut it out. Because there are certain customers that they order for something. Okay, we have a kind of one-stop shop that we sell inverters, we sell printers, we sell systems, computers. Some people order printers from us when we're still with Jumia. At the end of the day, the item was returned, the printer, after they have used the printer to print out, we can't tell the number of documents. And for such items, once the seal is broken, toners and inks are called consumable. Once they are tampered with, that item, you cannot sell it as new anymore. At the end of the day, they returned it, and the person, what's the excuse? That they changed their mind. After you have printed from the printer, some people can be really dubious, that's the truth. And from experience, for such class of people, they will just order something. Okay, I need to maybe have a project to do. I need to print out. Okay, they'll start scheming. What should I do? I don't want to go to any business center. They will place an order for a printer, use it to print their documents. Then they will tell Jumia that they are returning it, so they have changed their mind. Because there are most company policies favors the buyer. That's the truth. So in dealing on any e-commerce platform, those are things you need to take into consideration. In most countries, these regulations are protected regulations just to keep the buyer safe. Some platforms take cognizance of the seller, but most of those policies favor the buyer, because we are dealing in an online system that the platform wants to protect their integrity and ensure that people don't have bad experiences with them. As good as it may be, but the seller is the one biting his fingers or that is being burnt. So we must make sure that when doing our own, we have talked about our having an e-commerce shop, doing our own website. So we must make sure that when we are developing our own return policies, that we put those things into cognizance, so that we will not get our finger burnt. That's the truth. Any item that is safe, that gets to the buyer without being destroyed, and is not an item that is defective, because you can actually buy some things and they are defective, so there's nothing you can do about that, you return. But when that item is not defective, you must put it out, let it be clear that this one, if it's not defective, you cannot return it. So right now we are going to go into an exercise. We are going to be going into a breakout room, and Coach Tokumbo will be the one in charge of the breakout room. So what are we deliberating in this breakout room? We are going to be considering policies of famous online stores. What are their own policies? Their return policies. That's what we are going to dwell on, so that we won't go overboard. So what are the return policies of the famous online stores we know? But for this particular study, we are just going to be picking out two. We'll be talking about eBay. Two rooms will be talking about eBay, while two other rooms will be talking about Jumia, so that we'll not go overboard with discussion, because the list can become endless. So, Coach Tokumbo, over to you, please. Coach Tokumbo, the breakout sessions. We are going to be having room 1, room 2, room 3.
I didn't know I was muted. I was talking. Okay, so we are. So please, can you take pictures of it, even though I will copy and put it in the chat later. So we are going to have room 1 and room 3 is going to talk about eBay. And as Coach Benedicta said, it's the return policy of eBay. And then room 2 and room 4 are going to talk about Jumia. So I'm just going to put the coaches in the room. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Just give me a second.
All right. So as Coach Tokumbo is sharing, hope we have taken the screenshot of what we are deliberating on. Then we are going to go online to get these policies, because some of us might not be familiar with the return policy of this company. So we'll go online quickly, get the information out, and deliberate on them in our various rooms before we come back to the mix session to conclude on it. Thank you.
So we're going to give everybody, it's going to be 15 minutes. And then when you come back, everyone will have 2 minutes to share the returns. We want to try and keep to time as much as we can. So just give me a second. So I'm going to first of all assign the coaches to their rooms. So okay, so room 1 is going to okay, so stabilize in room 1, and then I think room 3. Okay, and then room 2. Okay, so room 2. Okay, so all coaches are assigned. Just a second. Okay. I'm just assigning everyone into their rooms.
All right. Hope we've all taken screenshots, so that we won't start looking for the screenshots when we get to our various rooms.
I will still put it in the rooms as well. So
Okay. Better. All right.
it's almost done. Just
Okay.
I think I've got everyone into a room. So the rooms are going to be opened now.
All right.
Okay. So everyone, please check and see that you've been asked to join a room. And I'm going to pick the questions and put them back in the room. I think it's so big. I can't see where to reduce the size, so I'm just going to use it like that.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so I'll put that. So room 1 and 3 is eBay. So room 1 and 3 is eBay. And then room 2 and 4. Room 2 and 4 is Jumia. And each room has 15 minutes starting now. Okay, so 15 minutes, we'll call them back at 7:01. Okay, so let's check who's not in a room. Okay, God's time has not been assigned to a room, so let me assign her to a room. Room 3.
Okay.
Assigned to a room. So assigned to a room.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you assign the format to any room?
Informa.
Yes.
I
Okay.
can't see. I've
Okay. You
assigned.
have.
Yeah, I've
but
assigned them all.
Okay, but she told me that she won't be able to participate. She's in church. That our annual conference.
Okay.
She traveled for it. Yeah.
And anybody who cannot participate, let's just say if you're, let me put it in the broadcast.
Okay. Because she's in the service, she's inside church service.
If you are in a noisy space, just listen, or I think there's chat in that place, isn't it? They can use chat in there, or
they
use the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's like there are 3 persons that you've not assigned.
No, I only have I've assigned them. That means they haven't joined.
Okay.
They haven't joined. So I have Assisat. Assisat, you are in room 4. Oluwatoyin, you are in room 3. You haven't joined. Divine, you are in room 1. You haven't joined. So sometimes some people are on their phones, while they're doing other things, so they wouldn't have seen it.
Okay.
So it's just for them to accept it.
Yes, Oluwatoyin has accepted. So still remaining Divine and Assistant.
So there's nothing we can do from our side. We put them in rooms.
But the good thing, some people just put it on and they are not there.
Assistant, we can see your video, so I'm going to put your video off.
Yeah.
Okay. So Assistant, you are supposed to be in room 4. So please try and join your room 4. If you can't join, let me know. So unmute yourself and let me know why you're not in your room. I can reassign you and then move you back to room 4 again. So we call them back at 7:01.
Okay, 7:01.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done, well done. It's
Thank you.
we want to try and finish on time.
Yes. So 7:01. By the time they come in 7:01, I'm sure by 7:30 we should be done with the whole thing.
I think so too. We want to try and keep, because when we go over time,
Yes.
people are busy.
Yeah.
It's good to respect people's time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to change the mindset of us always doing things late and things like that. Because if you want to work in international waters, being on time is an asset.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's one thing that when I got to the UK, I learned very quickly. And any event that I do, people love coming to my events because they know that I will finish when we said.
Okay.
And I've been doing it for over 10 years. So whether online or offline.
It was with you said that I learned that because I really did not work with any organization. Right from university days, I said I wasn't going to work for anybody.
Exactly.
I said I can't join the room, man.
Asisa, okay, let me move her. And then I'll move her back. So
okay.
Let me move her to, she's room 4. Okay, I've moved her to, where did I move her? Where did I move her? Okay, so move her back to room 4.
Okay.
Okay, so I've moved her back to room 4.
Okay, well done.
Join your room, join your room. I've sent it to you. Should pop up on your phone or your whatever device you're using.
Just click on it.
Join. Because any person who is not assigned, you will see it in the honor. Can you see the breakout room listing, Benedicta? Can you see it?
I can see breakout room. I can see room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4.
Can you see their names?
No, I cannot see their names.
Okay, I have to learn how to make it more, but let's leave it for this time so I don't go and mess anything up.
Let's not do experiment to scatter it.
That's why I said, let me just leave it. We can be doing that, learn later.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to training that we're going to do. Yeah, go ahead.
I said, okay, somebody is just coming. So you will have to.
I will assign her to a room now. Let me put in room 1.
So welcome, Fumi. We are in breakout session now, so you will just join the room.
I've put you in room 1. So yeah, she's gone. She's gone.
Okay. She has joined the room. Or she...
Yeah, so Auntie Divine, where are you? You have not joined any room.
Yeah, even Assisat has not joined. Maybe Assisat, we should just leave her.
Yeah, I will just leave her. She's in room 4, but there's nothing I can do. Assisat, you have to learn how to do that. But I can't teach you right now. So it's going to be another time.
Yeah. Have you made Fatima a co-host?
I need to do that now. Because I didn't want to do it before, because every time I kept on moving the cursor away from sharing it doesn't pop that thing back up again. So
okay.
So that's why I was just like, well, let me just leave this thing. I will when she comes back into the room, because right now I can't see her name. Everybody's in breakout room.
Breakout session. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So who is not? Olabisi, who is so Asisat is the Olabisi, I believe.
Yes, Asisat. We should just leave her. It's like she.
We just leave her there.
Maybe Divine has abandoned our device and she is busy with something. So.
Cooking dinner. with
The life
the
of
Bokoto and roundabout and everything else. And divide as well.
oh, God will
Maybe
help us. Because
Abio. I tried joining the room and I don't know what's going on. Okay, Azizat, stay with us and keep us company.
yeah,
Ask us, use the opportunity to ask us any question right now.
that's true.
And Divine as well, if you can't join the room. Is there any question? What do you do? Azizat, put it in the chat. What business do you do? You saw her called Benedicta. Now, after she had talked about the fish and all, I was thinking about it. I know where I will be getting my fish and all that. So, so opportunity to sell yourself. So
Don't mind me. It's difficult for me to even sell myself because there's hardly anything I'm not into. Sometimes when I tell people I'm into inverters and all that, they will look at me. You are not a fisher. My farmer, poultry farmer. That's good.
you see, there it is.
That's
This is
good.
network. Divine, if you are here with us as well, put it in the chat. What do you do?
As where are you based? Are you in Lagos, Ibadan? Which state are you? UK, US, Canada? So where exactly are you? Where is your farm located?
Oh, Lagos. She said Lagos.
Okay. Awesome. That's good. Are you into boilers or layers? Ikorodu. Okay. Is it the Agric village? Are you in the Agric village? Because there's where they call Agric village at Ikorodu, where there are different farms. Okay, boilers. That's good. That's good. I was raised before I moved to Lagos. I used to raise my own boilers to eat. I don't buy chicken.
You say?
But coming to Lagos, I now have to start buying chicken because I can't raise birds in my house here.
When I grew up, my dad we had chickens, so we had the cage where we put the chickens and it gives us eggs every day. But as a child, I hated it because you have to clean the poo of the chicken, and it was our job.
Yeah.
Oh God, especially in the cage. If they are walking around the pool, you don't have to. But it's fertilizer. But when you do it in the house, so we had it under our outside staircase. But we had chickens to eat, we had eggs to eat, but then we also had poo to pack.
Yeah, definitely. My children never liked it too when I was in Akure. Because the cage, I have boilers. Every time I raise at least minimum of 25 boilers that I will eat for the next 5 months.
I'm telling you, it's amazing, isn't it?
One every week. But they're always angry. They'll say the poo everywhere. I say, okay, you choose between eating chicken and cleaning up. They'll say, can't you just buy? I say, I like knowing what I'm eating.
Yes,
because when it comes to what I eat, I'm very conscious of it. I say it's because of my training as an aquaculturist, because when you read some things and you see what people use in feeding the so-called animals they sell to other people to eat, so you become a bit skeptical. Instead, you want to now say nothing is unclean, kill and eat.
You know what we're going to do? Myself and you, we're going to fight that. We do training and help people understand the type of food. These things is education.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, and I'm really up for that this year. And this digital skills training has helped me open my eyes to a lot of skills that people, if they have them, they can do so many things. There's so many things that a lot of women know, but the problem is they don't have the digital skills.
Yes.
And that's what God has been showing me, this, especially in this training. I've seen it with, and I really, I'm putting my heart to that, to say, God, you know what? That's exactly what women are very powerful, honestly. If we have the right tools, right support, we'll get there. We'll get there by God's grace.
Definitely.
So let me tell them 2 more minutes. Choose your spokesperson.
Yes. Document everything.
Your spokesperson and second person in case of
Yes, so
network issues.
network
Yes,
or
so
station.
yes, so then begin to round up. One minute to go.
Yeah. Okay, I'm becoming a breakout room expert. God bless all of you. I have This is
learned
something that I think I will have to sit down to learn it, because
You have to.
when I was actively into training,
Mm-hmm.
that one was on site. Which you said there's hardly any training you do, there's no breakout rooms.
Exactly.
So we were always, but when we now came into online, before Trump spoiled the whole agreement.
Yes, so me, I used to run from it, to be honest. I always used to run away from it. Let's admit this person, but we won't put this person in any breakout room.
No, because it's already time to return.
It's already over.
Yeah. Welcome, Emanuela.
Okay, so we're going to bring everyone back into the room now.
Others are in the breakout session. They're coming back now. So you just sit back and enjoy the discussion, and have your own takeaway from the discussion. At least with that, you'll be able to understand what we've talked about before you watch the recordings.
Welcome back, everyone. As you come back
Welcome,
into the room.
Yeah. Welcome. Still waiting for others to come in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is Fatima back so I can make her co-host?
Have you
check.
allowed Fatima in now? Okay.
No, Fatima is in. She was a coach. I just want to make her co-host now.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I think there are still a few people that are yet to come back.
Is everyone back in the room?
I think we're all in.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so are we ready with room 1?
Yeah, so that's Yetunde and Jacqueline.
Okay, so who's the main person?
Secretary. And
Jacqueline is representing group 1.
Okay, Jacqueline, the floor is yours. Take the virtual mic.
Yeah, good evening. We are representing group 1, talking about the policies of eBay. Basically, we discovered that the buyer can return within 30 days when you buy an item, and effective 30 days. But if the seller offers a longer period, you could do more than 30 days. However, the seller has the prerogative to state his or her own policy, which guides them. And if the item doesn't arrive on time, the specified time agreed, or the item arrives faulty or is damaged or it doesn't match the description, you can return. I mean, the buyer can return. However, if you make a complaint and the seller doesn't respond, the seller is given 3 days, 3 business days to respond to a request, a return request. And if they don't, eBay sets in and intervenes, to facilitate a refund. Basically, to my own understanding, I think eBay is quite clear with their products, I mean, return policy. So it's for the seller, you just need to state your own policies, your own return policies, so that you are guided. Otherwise, you will be at the mercy of, the buyers.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And in good time. Okay.
Yeah.
So room 2, are you ready? You've got like 2.5 minutes. So who's your spokesperson and assistant, just in case of internet issues?
Yeah, Nkem is taking.
Okay, Nkem, virtual speaker in your hands. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Nkem Oraniku. I'm a seamstress. I'm just don't mind my environment, so I'm still in my shop.
Yeah,
so I'll be
okay.
speaking. We talked on Jumia, the refund policies for Jumia. So they have some key details that you can return in 7 days for products purchased from marketplace. And we learned that marketplace is when a customer purchases and the buyer purchases and the seller is the one that delivered it, him or herself. That is when it's marketplace. Then a product purchased from the official store is it can be returned in 15 days. That is, the product will come on Jumia, you placed an order and Jumia delivered it to you. You can return it in 15 days from the day of purchase. But you can't just return it. You have to log into your Jumia account, go to your orders, then select item and then click on the request option for you to start that. Then you have to state the reason for the refund. Before you refund any product, it must be in good condition, the way it's being packaged, the tags, the labels, any freebies that was attached to the product. And they went further to explain to us that there are non-refundable items like jewelry, perfumes, swimming suits, health and wellness products, innerwears, or products that was cheap from outside the country. You cannot return those.
Okay.
So that's what we basically discussed on. And one of us now shared experience of when she was using Jumia, that she used to give them her product to sell, and some of the dubious staff will return her own that a customer has ordered, and they will go and get their own and deliver to the customer. So in that case, at the end, her product might get damaged. She did not sell it. The money she paid for the marketing did not yield any fruits, and the customer too might not get what he or she ordered.
Okay, thank you. So we've done room 1 and 2. Can we do a lot of emojis for both groups?
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, clap, clap. Virtual clapping. Each group, each team should be, if you are not talking and you are in the team, you should be doing emojis. It's a good form of encouragement. So that's what we want to be seeing. The clap, clap, clap. Encourage your team member. Okay, room 3. So
okay. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Yeah, and we're going to have Tina speak for us. Okay. She's a spokesperson. She's also the assistant spokesperson.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right, then Tina, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tina. We were doing eBay. You have to look it up because I haven't actually I've only used them once. You can return, they have a 30-day money back guarantee on certain items. You can return faulty items, but they have to be returned in the same package and in the same condition as you received it. There are some things that are not returnable. And we also found that we thought it was very complex in terms of returning, because every seller has their own policy. So they have to provide their own policy on the site. And if there isn't one, then eBay will then intervene, and then you can return it to them. But it's all very individual and time consuming, because you have to look at each one individually. But counterfeit items, the buyer can return it. There's no issue with that, but they cannot resell it back on eBay. And then there was also, we were talking about the return postage, who pays for the return postage. And it looks as though it depends what is agreed from the seller's site, whether you pay the postage or the buyer pays the postage or the seller pays it. Okay. So we thought it was really quite cumbersome and quite complex and not an easy site to use, because it'd be very time consuming.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's really what we did. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well done, well done. So we've got some emojis and clap, clap, clap going on there. Okay, room 4, over to you. Who's your spokesperson?
Yeah, Georgina is our spokesperson.
Okay.
Actually, in case anything happens, Funke will take over, but Georgina is spokesperson.
Okay, perfect.
All right, good evening, coaches. Good evening, my fellow participants. We're looking at Jumia return policies. We found out, because it's not based on knowledge, so we made a research and found out there are 2 sections of their return policies. One is 7 days for marketplace items and 15 days for Jumia Mall official store items. We searched and found out that marketplace items are items sold by a third-party vendor, while the official is the one sold directly by Jumia. And this return policy is based on defects. You can't just return an item except it has defects. And for you to do that, you have to log into your Jumia account online to initiate the return. First, you choose the items you want to return, and you give the reasons why you are returning these items before you cannot decide to take it. And there are 2 ways to do it. Either you drop off at a Jumia pickup station, or which is usually what they usually do, but there's also an alternative by going for a pickup to deliver directly. Then we also found out that there are some items that they termed ineligible for returns, and such items are innerwear, swimsuits, sleepwear, perfumes, health and wellness products shipped from overseas. And all this thing, whatever you get, whatever the item that you get, the packaging and everything has to be intact for you to be able to return.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Payments. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Your payments it takes usually between 5 to 7 days for initiation, and it can either be done directly to your Jumia account, where you can use it to order, or directly into your bank account, which you use in paying. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have some more emojis? I know there's lots and lots going on in the chat. So well done, everyone, for encouraging. So back to Coach Benedicta to round this session off.
All right, thank you, Group 1, Room 2, Room 3, Room 4. At least we've seen what the policies are like for Jumia and for eBay. Whereas entrepreneurs, as business people, we are supposed to go and do more research on other platforms that we know about, because it's with this understanding that we'll be able to develop our own. That's the truth, because nothing falls from the sky. So we just have to do the research. We just initiated the process here for us to have a kind of understanding or an overview of what it's all about. So you have to do more research to know the kind of policies you as an individual will put in place when it comes to your own e-commerce business. Because I know that most of us will definitely going to set up our website. And if you are going to choose any platform to sell, so you have to know and have a clear insight to what their policies are like. Because if it's a platform that everything is tinted towards the buyer, that the seller is not protected, you know that that kind of platform is a no-go area. That's the truth, because nobody wants his or item to be damaged, and at the end of the day, you don't get value for what you ought to be selling. Because when these returns are made back to the seller lost. We always lose money, because for items that you can no longer sell as new, you have to now sell as fairly used. So your capital is going down. So those are things that we need to put into consideration before joining any particular e-commerce platform. And when we are developing as, we must know that these are things that we need to put into consideration. So without much ado, we'll continue with our presentation for tonight, because we'll be rounding off very quickly. So right now, what are the informations you need to set up a shipping policy? If you are going to set up a shipping policy, what are those things that you need to put in place? What are those things you need to consider for you to have a policy together for your e-commerce business? The first one is handling cost. And we know that handling costs, at least we've already explained what handling is all about. So what is the cost? Because there's always a cost implication to all these things. So the packaging and all that, what cost is it? So you have to put that in place. Then the shipping provider. We talked about DHL, we named several. What are the fuels that those shippers going to collect? So those are things we need to factor in. You know, there are some e-commerce platforms that say, okay, it's free delivery. You are not paying. But before you initiate any free delivery, you must look carefully and be sure that the cost of those things have been factored into the cost of the product. Because the essence of one being in business is not just to handle money and return, is to make profit. So those things needs to be put into consideration. Then the shipping company restriction. What are those restrictions for this shipping company? There are companies that will say, okay, for example, somebody ordered for catfish, frozen catfish, not dry. And I want to, the person, I'm here in Lagos, the person is in Sokoto, and the person needs me to ship that catfish down. The shipping company I'm going to use, will they accept perishable items? What are their policies? What are the restrictions? So those things need to be put in place. The clear message to customers. You must have a clear message to the customer. This item is leaving here. This is how it's packaged. This is what it looks like. I prefer to snap personally. I snap anything I'm dispatching. I snap it. I took a screenshot, photograph of it, and send it to the buyer. This is what your package will look like. Even when you give to packs, you know, when you are doing local transactions, there are some items that you just go to a pack and give a driver going to that destination and say, okay, take it to so and so states, and the buyer will pick it from. So let there be a clear message. Let everything be clear to the customer. If the customer is paying for shipment, let it be clear from the beginning, because not after buying, you will not say, the item you paid for, it will cost you 5,000 naira to get to you. Then the customer will say, I thought it was free shipment and all that. So this messages, everything should be clear. That's the thing. It should be clear to the customer, for the customer to know if there is any cost that is going to pay for shipment. Right now, now that we already know the elements, the things, factors we need to put in place, what's now the importance of shipping and handling? We can say that these have direct impact on customer satisfaction. Because if you are able to program everything well, the product will get to the customer and you will have a happy return customer. That's the truth. Because what every business person wants is to have return customer. If a customer is not satisfied with your first with his or her first dealings with you, there is no way that customer will come back to you. So we must do everything to make sure that the impact is positive, not negative impact, because being that it has direct impact on the customer, it can be negative, it can be positive. I've heard of people that said, so and so e-commerce platform, I will never order anything from them. That's the thing. So you must ensure that the impact with that be that which will be positive, and we give you referrals. That's the truth. If the impact is good, it will definitely yield referrals to you. Then it affects business reputation and repeat sales. This I've already explained. If your shipping and the handling is okay, and the goods gets to the destination in good shape, the quality is intact and everything, then you have a return customer. Your reputation is intact, and such customer will refer other customers to you. Then it's key to cost control and minimize return and damage. This one is key because when you use appropriate packaging material, you will minimize damages. If you are dealing with things that are fragile, that's why we have fragile tapes in the market. Apart from putting them in cartons, bubble wrapping them before putting in cartons and what have you, you still have to put fragile tape on it so that whosoever is handling it, some people can be very careless. Because one thing I've discovered, when people are not, the way you will handle your business personally is different from the way another person will handle it. There are times you give these drivers things before the item will get to destination. The customer will call you that there's a broken piece inside what you send them. So we must do everything to ensure that we minimize damages and return. So proper packaging is key. Use the appropriate material for the product you are selling. Make sure there is no squeeze. Make sure that if you are doing catfish, especially things that are breakable generally, don't force it into a container or a pack that is too small. And you must ensure too that it does not have too much space. With electronics, that's why they put those guards in the carton, so that no matter how you shake it, the TV will not get broken. And because they have those cushioning materials, and there is no space. It's not there is place that the item will be dancing jangolova up and down inside the pack. So we must put all these things in place to ensure that we have good products. Then what are the best practices? You use automation tools for inventory and order tracking. When you dispatch things with companies that are into tracking, from the day you send, you start seeing the progress. Okay, your item has left the airport, is on so and so location. So we'll go as far as saying, okay, your item is in Dubai right now. when it moves from Dubai, they will tell you, okay, it's in so and so location. By the time it gets to your destination, then you will see the whole thing that, okay, it has arrived. So with that, you are able to plan. There's proper tracking. Then you adopt standardized packaging to save time and reduce errors. If you have packaging that is not standardized, maybe the pack now, okay, I said Zobo and Tiger Nuts. Let me use myself as an example. If you put Tiger Nuts inside Zobo container, you know there's already error. So it's best that you use the appropriate packaging material. Of like chin chin now, I do spice chin chin and just milk flavor. If I now carelessly go and put milk flavor inside spice container and the person wants spice chin chin, the person will end up complaining and say, this is not what I asked for. So we must ensure that our packaging is standardized, no errors, and will save time. Then build relationships with multiple carriers for flexibility. If you call carrier A and they said, no, this package cannot get to destination till 3 weeks' time, you go to carrier B. Carrier B will say, okay, this can get there in 10 days. And you are looking forward to one that can get to destination in 7 days. So you have to move from one to another to avoid disappointment. But if you just have a single carrier that you are dealing with, at the end of the day, your customer will be disappointed. And that will have bad impacts on your business. So we must have multiple carriers. If you just dispatch riders, let's talk about, because most of us deal locally. If you have dispatch riders, don't just stay with one. Ensure that you have multiple carriers, multiple dispatch companies that you are dealing with, or individuals. There are times, okay, if you order a boat, you are going to, okay, let me use Lagos for example. You are moving from Ikeja to the airport, international airport, new terminal, and boat says is 7,000. If you don't have an alternative, you will pay. But if you have Uber, you will go to Uber, you will see that Uber says 4,500. If you are not satisfied, you will not initiate that order. You will go to InDrive, you will go to Lag Ride and all that. So there is need for us to have multiple carriers so that we can reduce costs and we are not bottled up. If one is busy, you'll be able to still do your business. So that's why we need to build relationship with multiple carriers and not be stranded at any point in time. Then provide real-time tracking and clear communication with customers. We should not be like bus drivers. I'm sorry, I have to use this example. If you have dealings with drivers, not the one you click and order online, you say, driver, every Monday you'll be coming to my shop to carry materials or goods to ABCZ location. The driver, you say 9 o'clock, be at my office. By 9 o'clock, maybe the driver is still over 1,000 kilometers away. The driver will tell you, I'm just at the traffic light by your office. It's traffic that is holding me down. They do that a lot. But we shouldn't do that as business people. That's the truth. Because that is one way to kill your business. When you are telling the customer the dispatch has left, whereas dispatch rider has not even come to pick up item. So we must do everything to ensure that there is proper tracking. And if you are the type that use dispatch, please on your phone be tracking the dispatch rider. Because there are some dispatch riders that will collect your item because they want the money, especially if it's a particular app that reads as they are progressing. It does not have a fixed price. The dispatch rider can go and sit under one tree and be sleeping. At the end of the day, we tell you there was traffic. You were not there now, you cannot say there was no traffic. For an amount that is supposed to be 3,000, it becomes 7,000. and time is being wasted. So to avoid all that, we must track properly and communicate with customers as we go along. Now that we have talked about best practices, we'll be looking at the challenges. We know that for every business, there are always challenges. The fact that there are challenges, that means there will be solutions. There's a challenge of delay. And it's part of what I just explained. If there's going to be a delay with one carrier, use backup to buffer time. Because if this dispatch A says, I will not get from Ikeja in 3 hours, you look for another one that will be able to get there at the stipulated or agreed time with the customer. So there is need for us to have alternatives that's backup, to avoid delays and time wasting. So damaged goods, that's a challenge. There are times that we order things and the parts get broken, the item get damaged. So when we use quality packaging materials, such damages can be avoided or minimized, if not totally avoided, because you are dealing with other people in the value chain. But ensure that you packaged it properly. So that's the solution to avoid damaged goods. Use proper packaging material. Invest in quality packaging material. Because the truth is that there are some items, as maybe you saw the item online, by the time it came, the way it was packaged, you just lose interest from the very beginning without seeing the item. So we must use quality material to package the items we are delivering. Because there are certain people, the first sight, without seeing the written inside, they will just misjudge you and all that. So high cost can be another challenge. I explained using having different cab carriers or even dispatch carriers. If their prices are high, we should be able to have one that we can negotiate with. You can do bulk shipping discount. Okay, if you buy so and so item, instead of using 5,000 for shipment for each of these things, buy this combo and the cost will reduce. You can even tell the dispatch person, okay, you have these 10 items to take to the island. You will give them to the different persons. But I will not pay you 7,000 for each of them. That is supposed, because that was supposed to be the price to get to the island. Okay, now that is bulk, I'm going to pay you for 4,000 naira. You are having 10 items, so you will still get 40,000. Unlike when I give you one, I'll pay you 7,000. And it's the same time, the same fuel you will use to get to the island, but just a little difference in the different respective location. So doing bulk shipping can reduce costs for us, and customers will be happy. There's nobody that wants to buy anything and not spend excessively on shipping or dispatching the goods. There are people that you tell the cost of dispatch, they will say, okay, forget it. I don't want it. I will look for a nearby place to get it. So we must always do everything to make sure we sell and retain customers. Now, talking about international barriers is a big challenge. So you must understand custom rules and duty upfront. Now, if anybody is ordering anything in the US, I know what to present to the person. I'll tell the person, be ready to pay duty, custom duty when you get there. Be ready to pay for this. These are the necessary documentation. So having an understanding of those barriers, it will just make your work easy. If custom says you can't ship this thing, let the customer know, I can't dispatch this. These are the documents that are needed. Make sure you process those documents and include it in the shipment so that everything will get to destination without any bottleneck. Because everybody wants to get what they order for. Nobody wants to lose money. So after talking about challenges and solutions, now we are going to be having a cap of the entire study or training we had. Now, shipping and handling. From our discussion, we now know there is a critical link between businesses and customers. It talks about efficiency, accuracy, and reliability, which define success. Effective shipping and handling defines success, because if you ship something and it does not get to a destination, that business is not a successful one. So there is need for efficiency, accuracy, and reliability for there to be a successful sales. Then small improvements in processes can lead to major cost saving and higher customer trust. Just little improvements in the processes. Everything we do, we try to improve on them. And just those little improvements, they might not look visible, but if a customer buys an item from you and return and now see that, okay, there's an improvement, the person will be encouraged to do more business with you. So have an in-depth understanding of return policy of any e-commerce platform you choose to use. That we have already explained, so that we will not have issues with our customers or with the shipping company we are using. So, in conclusion, I would say that effective shipping and handling is not just optional, it's not operational, it is strategic. That's the truth, it's strategic. When done right, it ensures happy customers, fewer returns, and a stronger brand image. Fast, safe, cost-effective delivery is not an option, it is an expectation. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sitting down for this training. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat box so that we can answer them. Thank you.
Whoa. Well done. Amazing session as always. We want to say a really big well done to Benedicta. And we have concluded week 4, block 4. So is there anyone that has a question in the chat? Are there any questions in the chat?
Yes, there is.
Okay, go ahead.
So Christy Anyanwu says, wearing the hat of a business person, I've got some concerns with one of the policies that says I changed my mind for a Nigerian business environment. How do we handle that when people change their mind after the goods have been shipped out?
Okay. For this particular question, is something I've experienced personally. That's part of the things we need to consider when choosing any e-commerce platform that you want to make sales. If it's your own website, that's why you should state it clearly that items delivered in good states are not returnable. So there is no thing like I changed my mind because you were sleeping when you make that order. But when you are dealing with e-commerce platform that there is room for them to change their mind. It was this evening when I just said, okay, Jumia, let me even look at their policy. I went through the policy. My husband was downstairs. I ran downstairs. I said, honey, do you know Jumia have improved on their customer return policy? He said, how? And I said, they have now listed some items that you cannot change your mind about. My husband now said, they learned in a bitter way. Because we were actually there. These were things that we initiated, that these things, make it there. Don't let customers return things because they change their mind, especially for things that can, imagine somebody buying an underwear or adult toys, as bad as it is. People will buy adult toys. After using it, they will return it that they have changed their mind. Who are you going to sell it to? white pants and bra. They will not remove the label. They will wait. You will smell perfume on them. They will return and say they changed their mind. So concerning that, there's really nothing you can do as a buyer if the platform is not protected as a seller. If the platform is not protecting you as the seller. So that's why we must have a broad, an overview of what the platform is all about. If it's a platform that people can change their minds, when it's like a drunk man. By the time the alcohol clears from your face, you will now say, no, I didn't mean to do this. But at the end of the day, it's at the expense of the seller. So what I would say is that have a broad understanding of what those policies are like, so that you will not get bonds. I got bonds personally. So you have that overview.
We have another question from Yetunde Adeoye. How does this topic apply to service providers, i.e. not selling goods? So it's a service as opposed to buying items.
Okay. Let me use myself as an example. I'm a service provider. I train people on technical and curriculum when it comes to agribusiness generally. Maybe a cooperative meets me and say, okay, Coach Benedicta, we need your services. Come and train our farmers for 1 month, having 5 sessions or 6 sessions, once a week, twice a week, depending on the arrangement. I say, okay. I'm coming Monday, Tuesday of the first week, Monday, Thursday, second week. We arrange the schedule and they agree. Pay 50% of this before I start, and they agree to pay 50%. Then by the time I get to week 1, after week 1, we go into week 2. Then they now come back and say, no, our members said they are not ready for this, that the grammar is too much. They are not comprehending what you are teaching them. We don't want to continue. Or these things you are saying, we don't have the time to put in these efforts ourselves. We thought it's something that you will just tell us that, or you will help us to do, which is not part of the agreement. And they now say, okay, no, we have changed our mind, though. We are not doing this service again. What will you do as a business person? It's part of changing mind. Are you going to refund their money to them? Or you are going to make it clear from the very beginning that once we sign this document, because from experience, I've noticed that anything you are doing, let there be an agreement. Let there be documentation, so that issue of I change my mind will not come up. So if there is a document that is binding on both parties, as a service provider, there won't be any change of mind. If they change their mind, that means they are ready to forfeit the money they've paid to you. Except there are now circumstances that is obvious to you as a service provider that, okay, it's not their fault, especially if it's on a one-on-one thing. If it's a one-on-one thing, okay, you can have certain considerations. Okay, since this person cannot participate in this training, I've not started, I can decide to refund. But that's based on you as a person. If you have not initiated any cost towards that service, you can decide to say, okay, I will return. Or the other alternative, that all these things need to be spelled out from the very beginning. It should be in your code of conduct. It should be in your rules. That in any agreement, you make it plain and clear to the person. That if you change your mind before this training starts, because there might be some administrative costs that you have already incurred, I'm going to deduct 10% or 20% or 30%. You know what you have incurred. At least you can make a foresight of, okay, this is the thing that I would have spent money on. Is it to do flyer preparation and all those kind of things? So you have to put it in documentation. You have to present it as a document for the person, that if you change your mind, I will deduct so and so percentage for administrative fees. But in a situation where that one is not in place, you start having drags here and there. So it's better that we have all this spelled out. I think that's the best I can give. If any other person has, any other coach has an experience or contribution, please go ahead and do that. Thank you.
I can just add this.
Coach.
Yeah.
Coach
What I would just add. Okay. Who's speaking?
Debola. It's Debola. Coach Debola talks.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I actually only wanted to comment before we had the breakout section. Adeoye Yetunde had, when you were talking about how the marketplace had changed, was it Jumia? And I don't know which one had changed the policy without you knowing. So
Yeah.
Adeoye Yetunde had put in the chat room that she had that experience as well. I don't know what the destination country was, but they said they had changed it to 200, that the receiver was now told they had to pay $237. Yetunde, you may want to speak to that. So it's always important to always ask updates, get updates, because it also impacts your reputation as a seller. All right, the mistake or the oversight of giving you updates of all these providers, if they don't let you know, it will look as if you were fraudulent in not letting them know. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago, somebody got in touch with me as well. A product I'd marketed to the person sometime earlier in the year. I'd saved the person's number, but I didn't even recognize it. So the person now needed to ask updates just 2 days ago. And so the person called me. Now, at the time we're talking then, physically, one-on-one, we did not talk about locations. So I now said, okay, let me find out what the recent price of the product is. So when I got it, and now, even while I got that, I was also trying to find out if my dispatch riders, will be available to take it there. So I called him because obviously the dispatch rider was still on the road. He didn't pick immediately, so that I know whether he's available. In which case, when I'm speaking back to that customer, I'll tell him that today is not possible again, So I now told him that when you pay, that I have not been able to, this is the cost of the product. But in terms of the cost of the dispatch rider, I'm sorry, I don't have the price yet because he's on the road, probably making deliveries. So please bear that in mind, because that is something that I'll have to add to the cost when I get back to you, maybe later in the night. So always have that in mind. They now said, okay, no problem. That he may even send his driver to pick it. I said, fantastic. That's even better. So that you will not remove your money, the cost of courier, because you forgot to tell them that logistic aspect. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for that. I just want to add something very quickly because of our time. We don't have much time. Another thing you need to take into consideration, and I think Adebola will back me up on this. Don't think that your business is too small to engage a lawyer. Have a legal person behind you. So whether you are running a small business, because you never know, especially when you start shipping and handling things, you want to make sure that okay, if anything legal comes up, where do I go? Be ready for that in advance of, I have my lawyer and immediately something comes up, I pay. Like this last year, I didn't have anything that I needed legal advice on. I didn't, but I still was paid. Not because, I'm hoping that something will happen, but you put it into your business cost. It's part of your business cost. So when you're doing the costing and pricing of your products and services, all these things need to be as part of your cost. It's not just, going to the market, cost of your property, or if you have a shop, cost, whatever is the cost, all the costing has to be in place before you start selling your products and services. So if anything comes up, you are not caught off guard. Don't count your business, except you don't want your business to grow. Then you treat your business like a roadside business. But if you are planning that your business grows in future, put these things in place at the start. And this is a word for lawyers. So Adebola, take it back to your law people. There's great opportunities for lawyers to do little subscription-based opportunities for small-time businesses where they are paying very small amounts every month, where anytime they do need a lawyer, they've put that money, towards it. It could be a yearly payment, it could be a monthly payment. It happens in the West. And I feel it's time that it also starts coming to Africa. And we, as small business owners or big business owners or medium scale business owners, start to take this into consideration. Thank you.
Okay, right, thank you so much. Thank you, Tokes. There's something I want to say. Do you know the funniest thing? I talked about a customer that had to pay 74. The same customer, I shipped things to her. At least her mind was already prepared that there's a cost, duty cost to pay over there. She called me after receiving the goods that they just asked her to come and collect. She didn't pay a dime. The same DHL. Yes, you understand? So, but at least her mind was prepared that, okay, there's duty cost. But if it was not the same person, it would have, and the same carrier, it would be as though it was my fault. But apparently, it's like maybe the people over there, they decide what they collect duty cost, duty fee on, and that's not your decision to make.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think we can take any more questions today. We want to let everyone go. But Benedicta, that was another awesome session from our coaches. Does everyone agree? Please, let's do some emojis. Beautiful emojis. So Benedicta, over to you. I think it's announcements. Who's for announcements?
Adenike was meant to take the announcement.
Adenike is here. So Adenike. Adenike, are you still here? I know I let her in at a time.
Yes, but if she cannot speak.
Okay, she can't speak.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's something I do want to say, so let me take the opportunity to just do the announcement. So first of all, we are coming into week 5. So week 5, block 5, which is our action plan, and we're looking forward to that session. This is the great opportunity for everyone to finish up their models. The coaches will be reaching out to you. Some of the coaches have been putting things together. I also have planned to do that in my team, so that in my WhatsApp group as well. But what we are putting together behind the scenes is what I want to share. Everyone that finishes their models by the time we reach week 5, and I think we are giving one more week for everyone to round up, we are inviting everyone that finishes their models to a private session. And we have some training things that we are putting in place. I'm not going to tell you right now, but it is to say a big well done to those who are finishing. Now, we are all business people here, and I'm sure you too would do after sales customer service to make sure that your customers are coming back. So we are doing something similar to encourage everyone to finish. We know you are all busy, but I'm telling you what we are packaging and putting together for those that can finish their modules over the next 2 weeks, because we are planning to host it on the 21st of October, where we are going to do a private training for all the people that finish their models. So this is the opportunity. We are going to put this information in the groups with the more information on what it will be about. But what I want to say is, what would you like to learn? If there's anything we've done here that you would like to learn more about, or some things that you feel that we can teach, like I've got digital skills in so many areas. So if there's anything else you would like to learn, just let us know and we'll put it together and invite you for this session. So if you want to take part in that, please finish your models. 21st is whoever will be in the room on the 21st has finished their models. That's why they'll be invited. So I hope that's okay. Coaches, is there anything to add to that before we end?
I think that's basically it.
Okay, so next session again, Tuesday, 12 noon, and Thursday is 6 p.m. So please, and use that opportunity to start finishing your models. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. And we are going to have one of the participants pray for us. If there's no other announcement, nothing else to be said. Can we have one of the participants pray for us of any religion?
Okay, let's start the picture, the photograph.
Oh, yes. Yes. Where's my phone? Okay, let's all put on our cameras, have a lovely smiley face. Are we ready? Let's see all your faces with a good smile. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm going to page 2. Okay, everyone looking lovely. We're going to have sessions next week where we are going to have a camera on conversation so that we know everyone. It would be terrible for me to come to Nigeria and pass Onyinye on the road and I didn't know that it's Onyinye on the road. Exactly. So I want to see everybody's face because I like Margaret's glasses. See her red glasses. They are absolutely amazing. Hi, Ayo. I can see you.